Carmelo Anthony is shutting it down for the rest of the 2015 season. He has played in the All-Star game. He played 30 minutes in the All-Star game. He played pretty damn well in the All-Star game.
He was going to look like he was running through soup.
Well,
thick like a black bean or a lentil.
His knees. He obviously needs the surgery on his knees. This is very important for Carmelo Anthony and his future, but it's a little bit of a WTF moment because why play in the All-Star game? Just to shut yourself down in the second half of the season, what do you guys think in terms of Carmelo?
This is the most Carmelo Anthony thing that he could possibly do. This is what he does. This is why every time we've done this show, I've said I don't like this guy. He will never be on a winning team. I think there's a chance maybe his last season he'll be like a Mitch Richmond on that Lakers team that we talked about last week where he plays 2 minutes and wins. But the guy, it's all about him. I would love to know how many games do you think this season he has more than 5 assists?
Well, first of all, he's been on a winning team. I mean,
he'll never get a team out of the second round.
2 years ago when JR was Sixth Man of the Year.
They won. The Nuggets won. They won. It's George Karl. They lost in the playoffs. I mean, I don't think that's quite fair to George Karl either. But I mean, there were some good teams there. There were some.
They were perfectly fine. He'll get teams to 50 wins.
They weren't going to win a championship.
Yeah, that's what I mean. This guy is not the leader of a team. But this specific thing, I think, is just it goes right to the heart of it. He knew something was wrong with his knee, but he wanted to make sure. And I get it. It was also in New York, so I'll give him a little bit of a leash on that. He wants to be there for the hometown guys. But, like, there's something about right after that you play in the game and you play the 30 minutes.
The day after you play.
Suddenly, I don't know.
I need surgery.
I don't.
4 to 6 months.
You guys are wrong again.
Are you counting these?
Just like with Paul George, like the guys who are hurt get to decide. The injury is not. He's not about to lose use of the knee. He played the All-Star game the way I walk my dog. I mean, he was sauntering. He even said it. Well, first of all, nobody played defense in that All-Star game.
It was great.
Particularly.
Very exciting to watch.
And he said he was surprised he played 30 minutes. I would not have had him in there at the end because in the last 5 or 6 minutes, last 3 or 4 minutes, there was a slight increase in intensity in that game.
Right.
And so because he refused to play defense, fairly understood. So like and then there are a couple of things at work here that count toward him shutting it down. One, the All-Star game was in New York. Maybe he plays it if it's in Indianapolis, but
you still can be there. You don't have to play in the game.
What difference does it make? Why do you care? Like why do we care?
Because it's like.
It's more about just shutting it down right after. It just seems.
But he needs the surgery. And if you need the surgery, why wouldn't you do the surgery? This is not surgery that's going to prevent him from playing, but it's going to make him stronger. Clearly, the surgery's real. So if the surgery's real and you're a Knicks fan, hey, let's go now and let's have you ready at the start of the season.
I agree with that.
And let's stop winning any game.
They should right.
So maybe that's really what's going on here. Yeah.
Please tank. Give me a draft pick. Anything.
Yeah.
I like Phil Jackson's unloaded, and maybe not just Phil Jackson. I know I can't attribute that to James Dolan, but has unloaded so many of the trash that the Knicks have. Prigioni, Amari Stoudemire, J.R. Smith gone this season, and a lot of people are criticizing Phil for not doing much with the Knicks. I think he's done a miraculous job of eventually turning this team next year into potentially a contender in a matter of a season.
Look, I don't disagree with you about Carmelo in general. Right? I mean, we don't know yet. He hasn't been on a team that could have won, right? That could have made a serious run. I mean, that Knicks team
could have made a serious run.
That Knicks team that Knicks team needed to shoot 40% from three to beat people. And you can't sustain that.
I believe they could.
I mean, you can beat them in a game, but you start getting in a 7-game series against teams that are like, well, you know what? Let's stop helping. Let's just defend the perimeter. By the way, in general, enough with the helping. Especially college. But, you can't keep helping and letting incredibly skilled point guards throw it out to incredibly skilled three-point shooters who are wide open because it's worth 3 points. It's 50% more. So I don't know. I don't mind. He knows his body. He needs the surgery. No one's disputing that. I think he wants to play. It's not like he's got a vacation booked. I think we defer to him. And I don't think it matters. And I think his decision completely helps the Knicks. And the All-Star game was in New York, and he's the Knick there. I think you play.
Ben, as I've said to you before on camera, you have a way of getting me to change my thoughts slightly.
All right, that's all.
So I'm going to again give you a slight something here. I may be my feelings about Carmelo in general may be clouding this specific.
You presume any decision he makes has
it
to
would be
wrong.
the wrong decision.
Right,
I think that's what I'm
got you.
basing this off of, and I'm not the doctor, and I didn't look at the X-rays. I just don't like the guy. I think actually what you said is probably going to be the reverse. You think they're going to tank the rest of the season without him. I think they may end up playing
They may
better.
have to play him better.
So this
Oh,
he could screw them even when he's off the court.
They don't
So
have
there
any
you go.
players. They can't play better. They don't have any
The
players.
first 60-loss season in Knicks history is going to happen this year. It's very, very sad.
As a Washington fan, you get used to it. It's not that big a deal.
Hey, I'm a Mets fan. My teams, except for the Giants, it's brutal being loyal to your teams like I am. So, guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm not throwing you a question because Ben's going to interview.
Humble brag.
Yeah.
It's so hard being loyal. It's so hard.
It's hard.
It's so hard being principled. It is so hard to be a principled man who everybody respects. It's very hard.
It's very hard. It's difficult being 23 years old and loyal to your teams, Ben Mankiewicz. From Dave Rubin, Ben, and Jason, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm not leaving you a question because he will interrupt. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.